Hi guys, Jake and MJ, back again for more live reactions to Mashin Sentai Kiramager, Episode 0. That is our fortnightly feature for this week that you guys voted for on Twitter. So that will be our special Toku special for this weekend. So I hope everyone's having a good Memorial Day weekend. Hello, Holly. How are you doing? Holly's right over here.
Hello, Jesse and shares.
Alright, let me pop out the chat over here so I can see it okay on my end. But yeah, I will admit I was a little surprised by how things went with the poll.
I wasn't. Not after how the chat went last week.
That's fair. Well, here's the thing. And I do feel like I need to at least talk about it briefly.
I know.
This is our change up. We're doing our special, this is our chance to look at different things in Toku that we don't normally look at. We're looking at specials and things like that. And I'm looking at the options that we're looking at that would still be under an hour, because we wanted to keep it under an hour this week until we get more in the swing of doing the longer videos. And I'm like, oh, here's an old Kamen Rider movie from the 90s. Oh, here's like a high school AU special we could do. Oh, here's something that's not from Sentai or Kamen Rider or any of the big Toku franchises. And instead of our usual thing, we're going to go with an episode of the most recent Sentai. I mean, I know technically it's not actually a regular episode of it. And I'm sure it must be good for so many people to vote for it. I was hoping for a little bit more of a change up personally. That was my personal hope.
Hey Spencer, hi Sabrina, hi Cody, hi Sheree.
Nice. And apparently it was actually aired
instead of the episode
in Japan last week, because
so
we are actually seeing the most recent episode of the current Sentai. Even though it's not technically a regular episode, they aired it due to the shutdown of production in response to necessary quarantines, etc. To my understanding, everyone's recovered well over there, and hopefully things should be resuming okay. And this was released as sort of a feature with a movie, so it's still kind of in the spirit of things. I was hoping for something a little bit more different. Now, that being said, there were some good options that were recommended that I didn't put in the poll because
they were over an hour.
They were over an hour. We might look into longer ones in the future, but we just didn't feel like we were up for something that long today.
Not today.
How you doing, Ollie?
Maybe when you're done with school.
Yeah. And I'm winding down. I'm getting to the end of it. And I'm getting finally a bit more on top of my school videos. So that's good. I actually filmed for the first time
all week, right?
All next week. Now, next week is a shorter week, but I filmed all of my lessons for the next week already, so I just need to edit them, and then I'll have all my lesson videos done for the next week, which is great. Which means that maybe I might be able to actually spend some time editing my own videos, like episode 89, that I know people have been asking about for a very long time, and that I keep saying is on its way, and I just haven't been able to put in the work that I want to be doing on it. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit, because it's pretty high up there. And this way you get to see more of Oliver's regalness.
Fine, Kathy.
But yeah, I just have 3 more weeks of regular class, and then like 2 weeks of grading, and then like a week more of grad school after that to get in my capstone paper, and I am done, which is great. With the exception of some formalities with certification stuff. Oh, you are being such a sweetheart right now. Is it because you want some of the banana bread? I think you want that.
You can't see the banana bread.
So yeah, I finally got to the baking portion of quarantine. It only took me 2 months, but But I made some banana bread.
We had some bananas, so he made some banana bread.
We've had this banana bread mix forever. I have no idea where the box originally came from, and I just decided to finally use some bananas we had and make some banana bread. And I'm quite pleased with how it came out. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. But I mean, like, it didn't burn. It didn't get stuck to the pan. Those are both very good signs to me, considering the last time I made banana bread, I was 10, and there was a smoke alarm involved. So that wasn't great. So I feel like this...
you said it'd been like 10 years to the day.
No. I was 10 years old.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, that would make you 20.
No. This was when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
This was like the first thing this was like the only thing my parents ever let me bake was that one thing of banana bread. And after that,
you blew it.
That was it. I don't think I ever used that oven again.
Not allowed to bake.
So this is my first time actually making banana bread. So we're gonna try this out.
Your first time actually making banana bread because the first batch did not render banana bread.
Oh, I forgot to grab little plates for us. You think we'll be okay without little plates? You want to grab two little plates, and then we'll get started. It looks like right now it's pretty. We only have a few people in the chat so far.
Where are all the people who voted for Kiramager?
Hopefully more people will be joining us shortly.
Because you voted for Kiramager and you're not here. Shame. Shame.
Because yeah, I'm double checking the chat right now, and it looks like we have
banana bread mukbang. That's what we have.
Maybe a little bit. But it looks like we actually have fewer people in the chat at the moment than actually voted in the poll.
Do we have fewer people than voted for Kiramager?
Yes. I want to know where those Kiramager voters are.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I understand
this is for you guys.
If you guys voted for something else and you lost and you decided not to watch.
Now, do you want an end piece or no?
No.
Alright, so this is a pretty firm banana bread. We'll see how it came out. Hopefully, like, it looks like it came out really well, but we don't know the flavor yet. So we're going to try this out while we're waiting for more people to join us in the chat.
Bread. Tweet it out. We tweeted.
We did.
We did tweet.
We just did a tweet.
We twote.
I did.
We have twoten.
I twoted thusly.
Probably waiting for the posted video.
Fair enough.
But it's more fun if you come live.
So if you have any friends who would like to join in, you want some butter for yours? You want to use some butter first? So if you have any friends who you would like to show us off to, feel free to invite them in.
Just a little bit.
I'll do a little butter on mine. But I think we've given them enough lead time to join us. So I guess they're just going to have to be missing out. It's just going to be our little group here tonight.
It's going to be us. Although,
I do recognize it is lovely, lovely weather outside right now.
I think
at least for our area.
There's something potentially wrong with the thing because there are more active people in the chat than it says we have concurrent viewers.
That is fascinating. All right, so maybe there are more people watching than I.
Because there have been at least
I thought
5, 6 people chatting, and only 3 people showing as concurrent viewers.
Okay, so there's a glitch in YouTube, so we actually might have enough people, a decent number of people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to trust YouTube at the moment, and just go with it's time to check out
episode 0 of
Mashin Sentai Kiramager. Episode 0.
That's no name for it.
The name of it is episode 0. And we are playing Toei.
Oh, because this was released in movie theaters.
Yeah.
So it's going to have the...
I know it's not Sega, but it sounds about right. All right, let's take a bite. Crystalia was full of happiness. Sparkly and glittery. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, and look, someone's getting them some extra.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Some extra sparks and glitters. You know what? I'm going to give myself a decent B+ for presentation. maybe a little lower grade for the actual flavor. It was a very old banana bread mix.
It's delicious.
It is not. They need to search for the Shining Warriors and fight with them. You are under no obligations to continue eating that. That is perfectly reasonable. Once I cut it open, I'm like, wow, that does not look great inside.
I have a pre-existing gastrointestinal disturbance, so I'm not going to chance it.
Such a nice planet you got here. It would be a shame if we were to destroy it.
Wow, that's memetic.
This guy's got an interesting face on his face.
That guy's got like a reverse Pope hat.
Fun.
The people of this planet.
Fish Islands of Doom. They are attacking him with rakes. Is
the
he
land of the resin people.
Is he the Sideshow Bob of this universe?
What is he doing?
Oh, he's doing it. You shall not pass.
Very shiny.
Nice.
Super Mario power up.
A little bit. Remember ground pound effect.
That fatty has almost like a meter on a stick. It's like it's got a green area and a red area and a black area, and there's a dial on it. So I'm wondering if that like arrow moves. Also, that
Okay, who's this guy? Ours.
Garth is like obsidian crystal.
I think he's one of them. It's betrayal.
Yeah. Ow.
Why did you side in with the enemy?
I don't know.
So, yeah.
The crystal faced baby's gotta get out of here.
Beware the rakes! The rakes of doom!
Do we want to know because it's real in episode 1? No.
No, no spoilers. No spoilers. Crystalia. Alright. So we have definitely learned that, however old that banana bread mix was too old. We've learned. We've learned things today.
Yeah, it's and when I came, it's kind of narrow top to bottom, so I think maybe the yeast was dead or something. And
I think the yeast was dead. I think it did not rise properly. It should probably be about twice as tall as it currently is. Ooh, crystal things.
Oh, the stick thing. They want to know, did I want to know the answer to my question about the stick thing meter working?
No.
No, still don't want to know the answer.
We're all
Just
good.
going to speculate. Are you going to help me retreat to Earth? So you know about Earth, do you?
Yeah, that's where the warriors are that she needs to seek out. Ooh, sparkle sparks. Mashin Sentai Kiramager. Also, zero. Oof. He's having a rough day, it looks like. So yeah, if anyone wants this banana bread, maybe
what are you going to do, mail it?
I mean, they were asking if we could mail it, and honestly, I don't think that mailing it would lead to any decrease in quality.
That's because it's not good banana bread, baby.
Oh, no, it is not.
But I will admit, it is banana bread. So you did successfully make banana bread this time.
For
It
certain,
just wasn't very good.
for certain levels of success. I may need to pick up
Asuna, what are you drawing?
some mix next time. How you doing, Mr. Sketchy Man? I don't know about this guy. He's seeming pretty sketchy.
Really? Sketchy?
Pretty sketchy. With all that sketching. I bet he's wearing Skechers. At least I don't think the problem was with the bananas.
No, I think you're right. That you've had that mix for potentially as long as 10 years now, so...
I don't know where it came from. American. He's doing a super sketch. Oh, she's not going to be pleased with the result, I think. Okay. Carrot organization, which also seems to be, driven by gems.
Yeah, carrots are a measurement of gem size.
I cannot wash away the taste
Weird
of
aftertaste.
banana bread with lemonade, apparently. So that's not working.
Try some of this.
What is that? Fresca?
No, 7-Up and V8. It's strawberry banana V8.
Yeah, not actual V8. Like it's a juice. V-fusion.
Is she in the palm tree?
She seems to be in a hospital with somebody using VR.
At Carrot.
Aloha. Murio. Hakata Minami. And that's going to take some practice. Okay, so he knows who she is. That's interesting.
Okay, so Carrot must be an organization that...
So the Earth has a relationship with Crystalia.
Or at the very least, the Carrot Corporation does.
Yeah. Okay, they will have to work together.
Can you defeat the Yodon army? Probably not. Can the Kiramagers? Probably yes.
That's the problem to me. Ooh, Kiramagers. Nice.
Oh my goodness, it's got like a chat feature.
It does. Okay, so this will harness the Kiramage students. Kiramage store. Wake up, rocks. There. All the rocks have personalities. I wonder if this was at all inspired by Infinity War. They're just like, we had the whole thing with the Infinity Stones.
Yes, it is Pineapple Apple Pen Guy.
Yes, it is. We had the whole thing with the Infinity Stones, but we need to give those stones some personality. If there was one thing that the Infinity War needed, it was more characters. Need to find someone fast.
The first one we found was someone fast. I think she's going to be green.
Yes. It's interesting that she seems to be sponsored by Scratch. That's cool. You recognize the symbol there on her top? The little...
It looks like the claw marks from Jungle Fury.
They are! Exactly. Good spot. There we go. That Scratch was the name of the organization from Geki Ranger, which was the source footage for Jungle Fury.
Got it.
So that is indeed their logo. A rock person with a rock who speaks like a person. Huh, nice. Okay. Sure, why not? Ninja. I'm assuming this is blue.
Based on the ponytail holder, I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah.
Because everything else about his outfit is black and white.
Yeah.
His only color is... Oh, there's a little bit of blue in the shirt area as well.
Nice. Oh, you know, it's actually sillier when it's real people instead of like.
It's a movie.
Yeah, I know. It makes sense.
So is he really a great swordsman?
I mean, he might be.
I mean, you don't know. He might be. That's
He probably he does seem to have the skills. He's doing his own stunts. It seems like.
Even the Crystal Girls, like that was just acting, right?
Yeah. Hold on, hon. Your power. Oh, we got a gamer. An expert in the art of sniping. Okay, so they're looking for specific skills that aren't things that are regularly present in current Japanese culture. So instead, they have to look for the closest analogs. You don't have swordsmen actually engaging in swordplay anymore. You have actors who perform swordplay. You don't tend to have actual, snipers who are shooting in warfare so much as you have gamers who snipe through video games.
You do have fast people who are still fast.
He managed to shot through my heart. Nice. He's an esports star. Your dazzling style of living. Oh, Kiramental.
He's mentioned that. The Jills
Yeah,
have
strong
mentioned that.
Kiramental.
Which I think might just mean they have really sparkly minds.
There we go. And there's the Kiramate Changer. So we still got, so I guess pink and red are the ones left. I suspect red might wait until the next one. Okay, and Doctor, you still have a great Doctor. I remember seeing this in the trailer and being like, I think this is awesome that Pink is a doctor. Like a skilled surgeon. That's just super cool to me. Someone pointed out better job recruiting than Overdrive did.
Fair.
Stylish, beautiful, and full of shine.
What are you doing in my sterile field?
That is a little unorthodox there. Hey. Apparently she thinks that she's super shiny. Ah, she likes shiny things. Okay, cool. She has good taste. Alright. So they're all recruited now. Well, the first
Except
four,
for Red.
except for Red.
Which is the high school student who
Yeah.
sketches.
Yeah. Oh, right. I've seen Kamen Rider Ghost. Kanan was not really well developed as a character, unfortunately. Ghost had a lot of problems. He's struggling to find the good leader. So he's gonna go look around on his own. He's still at it with the sketching. Everybody else is gone. They're still there. Oh, Cody, they're making reference to the whole incident at the first Power Morphicon.
She's being so mean to him.
I
guess maybe Kiramental might have something to do with being, like, ridiculously optimistic.
Yeah.
Like, I bet his drawing is not very good.
Yeah, that the giant palm tree reminds me a lot of of Yggdrasil from Kamen Dime. Nice. Oh, the gems are super giant right now. It's not there, huh? So yeah, one left to find.
They need a high school student with them.
The actor is oddly like blasé about all this. He seems very bored. Everyone else is like, oh, this is cool. And Blue's just like, why am I here?
He's definitely taken a page out of... He looks like he's got a permanent Stinger scowl.
A little bit, but Stinger also was had his own issues.
He must leave immediately.
Oh, the Jotunheims are here?
Because the red guy's not here yet? What are we doing?
Nope. Here we got the baddies. They're evil rakes of evilness. You gotta morph. Here we go. Ooh! Oh, that hit him in a way that didn't make sense. It was like it came up to like slash his back, and then instead it just bapped him in the back of the head there. No, he's fine. He's just got knocked out. He's not dead.
Humans are a bit more durable than you think, sweetie.
Wow, she is very convinced that she is completely failed.
Yep, it's already over as far as she's concerned, Jeff.
Yeah, you still got your warriors. What is up with Green's shoes?
Still bored. Blue's like, let's just do this.
Yeah. And Yellow's kind of taking a little bit of a leader role there. A little bit of a... I felt like we were kicking off a Super Mario Kart race just now.
It did.
Shiny.
Bang!
Boom! And we got the little racer things on there. Very, very shiny.
Very holographic tape.
There we go.
I'm guessing Kirame Red doesn't join the team until episode 1.
Yeah, that was my assumption. I remember in the trailer for the series they were showing the main 4 recruiting Red, which has been a trope before, the rookie Red Ranger. So I kind of assumed that episode 0 would be the introduction of the other 4. Nice. He's gonna use his special sword moves again?
Yeah, you're already dead.
He does use quite a nice samurai sword style. His form is quite nice. I did Kendo for a little while.
Well, the sword interests him.
Yeah. And then they're using the blasters.
Mostly she's just using spark. Now
She's just kind of relaxing. You were so kind because, like, she gave the one opportunity to surrender. There we go. He's having fun.
Use your cover.
You need to be careful. They will take
Yellow
all
Gem
your
is
leaves
like,
away.
I can do better than you. Oh, they actually have to reload.
With these little discs. Oh, that's fun. Little ricochet discs.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun toy.
Yeah. That was fun.
They pulled a 10 Force. They pulled a Wild Force.
Yeah.
Or an SPD.
The rookie Red Ranger.
Yes.
Oh. Bye, Mooks. Bye, Yoda Mooks.
Y'all are so dumb.
There we go. Fun times. I'm sure he's fine. You have a doctor. She's gonna check his pulse. He's just asleep. There's nothing wrong. Okay. What do you mean by that? Your tense was very confusing and you used like double negatives there. Oh! That was all fake.
Yeah!
Oh, he's got some cool stuff he's going to be doing.
Okay, so he got knocked out on purpose. It wasn't real getting knocked out.
Yeah.
Now she
It was
is
a
gonna be
test.
like, you made me worry for nothing! Ooh.
Nice. He just got an actual headbutt there. Right to his VR set. Okay. Hopefully those holograms continue to be useful in the future.
Yeah.
That was a nifty little test. And a good way to sort of have that opening fight without it actually really being...
counting.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the real actual opening fight is in episode 1.
Nice.
Well, Blue uses the word for brother as the honorific when referring to Blue. I'm pretty sure that's why they put his name brother instead of his name son.
Yeah.
Anything in there.
Interesting.
And it sounded like he said Aiki, so...
Alright. Let's see.
Terrible drawing. I'll bet you it's terrible.
What is it going to be? Is it even of her? It's impressionistic. Yep, very baka. Yeah, no. He is such a child.
Which might be exactly what Red Jewel is looking for.
Yes.
Someone who has a very sparkly,
Oh,
sparkly
hello.
mind. That's what he was drawing earlier. He didn't want to show her.
Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting thing. I wonder if
Somewhat
something...
prophetic drawings, perhaps?
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen. Maybe something might actually end up happening with her.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Watch me as I make
So
you suffer.
he is now fully recruited, I guess, into the Jotunheim. Everybody looks looks very concerned.
Something looks dangerous.
Oh, we got a big tentacle monster, it looks like, coming. That's not good. You don't want that. That's not something you want. Yep. Giant, it looks like it's got some sort of twisty bolt in it. I don't know what it is. And now you have your uniforms.
Girls always have to wear shorts for some reason.
Yep.
If not skirts.
Yep.
These ones have shorts, like Pattern and Pink do.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be a
Girls have
trend.
to wear shorts.
So the Red Warrior will create miracles. So that's what everybody's waiting on. And then we'll get to see the cool transformation stuff.
Can't hold blood anymore. Does the jewel have to be?
Alright, so that's sort of our teaser there for Kiramager.
Yeah.
We'll get a little
They're
rundown
comfy
of
and
the
easy to wear. I mean, so then why can't the boys have them?
It's
I don't think that's why they're in shorts. I think everyone just wants to see their legs.
well, yes, that's basically the situation. It's the cultural gender dynamics there that they are choosing to play into. Which Japan tends to do.
I want to see the boys' legs.
I was trying to do an update. Alright, so we get a bunch of little still shots of everybody there. Blue is so bored.
Blue doesn't.
Why are you so bored? Alright. So there's our...
Not the
there's
pink
our
and
little
green
people.
are also cute. They're already wearing shorts.
Alright,
Not
so
the
this
boys
looks like a
wearing
little lead into what we'll be seeing next in the actual series when we get the proper
Oh, right.
and
These
everything.
gems also turn into vehicles.
Yes. I have to admit, though, the look of the combined mech in suit form looks great, I think.
It's very sparkly and has a lot of nice backlighting in it.
Yeah, and it looks
That
like it's
is
got
a
nice
toy-
proportions
That is
as
a
well.
Megazord toy that is going to chew through batteries.
But here's one of the things, though. The proportions look kind of great with the suit, but I've seen the toy, and the proportions are not great with the toy. Like, the legs are gigantic, and the yellow arm is, like, tiny.
Oh, I'm
Like-
sorry. The toy came out so wrong.
I don't know why. It doesn't seem necessary. Just they could have just made the yellow Zord bigger and the red Zord smaller, and it would have been fine. All right, so here we go. That is the little preview episode of Kiramager.
The toy is probably a ticking time bomb with all that clear plastic.
Now, as far as our thoughts on it, I'm trying.
It seems interesting. I really don't like the design of the crystal aliens.
No. With her things on her head and everything.
And both her and her father.
I imagine the father's not.
I mean, he's probably not around very much, but the design, it just, something about the way they I think it might be the fact that for some reason they felt the need to make her eyes out of the same material as her face.
Oh, that's messing with you on that.
It seems to be robbing the mask of a certain degree of expressivity
fair
that
enough.
is present in other stationary masks. This is a show
fair.
that has stationary masks all the time that people manage to emote with by moving their bodies in certain ways. But it seems like, for example, the only way she can actually convey distress is to completely cover her face. You know, she can't... I feel like that particular mask was something about the... It could be the fact that the eyes are the same color as the face. It could be the neutral expression they put on it isn't properly neutral. Something...
Like, that's not something that bothers me. The little things on top of her head just seem like weird attachments.
My brain eventually started registering them as like puppy dog ears.
Yeah. To answer first question over here, I will say that yes, we have heard the official title for the Power Rangers Ryusoulger adaptation. So we are aware that it will be Power Rangers Dino Fury.
Yes. And seen the logo. We've seen the logo.
I'm fairly neutral on the title. It seems like a fine title.
This title isn't because we know it's Sir Paladin, but like episode titles would be. So
yeah.
Don't.
But it's the first logo that I've seen with Power Rangers that I've actually had like
issues with.
An immediate like discomfort with, and it really comes down to the fact that the Dino Fury part is extremely symmetrical and looks great on its own, and the Power Rangers part, which also looks great on its own, is not symmetrical. So when you have one on top of the other, you keep wanting to like move one over, move the other over, but they're never going to line up, and it just bothers me.
There's that one guy you showed me on Twitter who made the power bigger and that.
Yeah, if you just made the word power bigger, then that would even it out. But even that's still not quite the right thing to do.
It looked alright.
Because just Dino Fury on its own looks like it would be a fine logo on its own, but combined with the Power Rangers logo does not work. If you wanted something like, if you wanted to mesh together, they should both have similar asymmetricality. So, like, the fact that it has that straight-on front view of the dino head, combined with four-letter word here, an outline, etc., that's completely symmetrical, really calls attention to how it doesn't line up with the other. As opposed to if you just shifted the head and did, like, a profile view, or a three-quarter view, whatever, that would extend the other side a little bit more. It would line up right with the rest of the thing.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's a good.
But again, it's something that would look great if it was the whole logo. But it's not. It's a Power Rangers logo, and it needs to mesh with Power Rangers.
Is dino fatigue a thing?
I mean, it kind of is.
I think Ryusoulger definitely suffered from dino fatigue.
I mean, Ryusoulger, we voiced a lot of opinions on Ryusoulger. We were not.
It had issues.
It wasn't, in my view, the weakest Sentai series that I have seen. And I am including Ninja, which I know a lot of people bag on. I think that Ryusoulger was weaker than Ninja, personally. Primarily due to just... Ninja had some clear character arcs and a clear story arc to it. Regardless of whether or not you were invested in that. While Ryusoulger was not really cohesive in terms of its story and its tone, and like various elements throughout just did not work for us personally. I'm glad you like Ninja. I think that Ninja is underrated. I think that it gets a bad rap. And actually, one thing that I've noticed, personally noticed, as far as whether people like a Sentai or not, really seems to hinge on the Red. The Red Ranger almost always reflects how the fandom reacts to a Sentai series. So, like, right now...
Then I guess you really had your bets when you have a season like Loop had first.
Yeah.
Because you've got two Reds.
But if you want to look at, like, which seasons people have really, like, disliked, whenever I see people complain about the Ninja, it's always one central issue.
They don't like the Red Rangers.
They don't like the Red Rangers. They don't like Takaharu. Who you saw in the Super Sentai Strongest Battle. He's a big doof of an idiot. And a lot of people were really... And, he was a little bit more laid back in that and a little bit less frustrating than I think he was in his series proper. You look at Zyuohger, which, honestly, I'd say is not that different in quality from the Ninja, but is much better liked, because Yamato is a great character who's really likable.
I don't like the aliens.
So, a lot of people yeah, they like Ko better than Takaharu, and that's why Ryusoulger doesn't get bagged on as much as Ninja does. Because Ko is just
Ko is adorable.
He's a likable character.
Ko. There's no complaints about Ko. The complaints are the plot.
And honestly, one of the things I've been seeing about Kiramager is people like the Red, the sketch artist dude. He seems like a likable, fun kind of character.
He does seem likable. He's such a baka.
You look at Kiryuger, which was the basis for Dino Charge, and a lot of people liked it at first until Daigo, the Red Ranger, stole too much of the spotlight, and then people kind of turned against it. It always seems to be rooted in how they handled the Red Ranger. What do you think? What was people's primary complaint with Q Ranger? Do you think?
Not enough focus on the Red Ranger.
Q Ranger.
Too many Red Rangers.
They got sick.
Yosha
Lucky! Which is still, it's a fun thing.
Love Yucky.
Lucky's Lucky.
Lucky.
A lot of people found Lucky to be yuck.
I love Yucky.
Because people get frustrated by the over-the-top, in-your-face behavior. And to be fair, he was fairly over-the-top for like a good chunk of the season.
No, Chris, I think
he kind of toned down a little bit.
They're referring to Ko from Ryusoulger.
No, that was Ko from Ryusoulger. So it does look like they have an interesting Red Ranger here.
Do you think the Red Ranger thing carries over to Power Rangers? Or Tisserie wants to know?
I don't think that the Red Ranger thing translates to Power Rangers as much, because for whatever reason I feel like there's not as much, although with the exception of when the Red Ranger steals the spotlight, fans...
You can have some pretty boring Red Rangers and still have some pretty good seasons.
Like, let's put it this way. RPM...
That's where I was going!
Like, Scott's a good character.
He's a good character.
Like, I think that he was well handled, he was a good solid character, but he's not... People don't say, oh, you gotta watch RPM for Scott.
No.
They don't... A lot of people don't say you need to watch Dino Thunder for Connor. Although Connor has been recognized as a character who goes through a lot of great development. He's not, like, the reason for checking out Dino Thunder.
Sir Paladin says he loves Dino Charge, but,
I actually do like Tyler.
Dull.
I thought Tyler actually had a great energy to him. But, I personally love Andros in Power Rangers in Space. I think he's a great character, but I recognize that not everybody feels that way. So there doesn't seem to be that universal Red Ranger kind of determines how people feel about the season. Although I will say, a weak Red Ranger, much like with Sentai, does tend to sink a season for a lot of people. You look at Ninja Steel. Brody was not a very well-handled character, I thought. There was a definitive tone clash between his performance and his backstory.
I mean, yeah, he was enslaved as a small child, and honestly, it always seemed to affect Mick more than him.
Yeah. But at the same time, you look at, like, Operation Overdrive, which I will admit, I am really frustrated with Mac. But a lot of people find him to be the best part of Operation Overdrive. So even in that case where it's a weak season, it's not considered weak because of the Red Ranger in that case.
Ranger never drops his weapons.
Whereas Mystic Force, people rail against specifically because of Nick. It's really Nick.
I don't understand how they did not better cast Daggeron.
Yeah, I know. He does not look like Nick's father.
It's like, you can get away with one of two parents not looking like the kid.
Exactly.
But you can't get away with two of two parents not looking like the kid. You wanted to mislead us, so I get that he doesn't necessarily look like his mom. She's in the series from the start.
Yeah, exactly.
He should look like his dad then.
Yeah, he should have been taking after his dad. That was a weird casting choice. But yeah, it is interesting how a Red Ranger choice can make or break a series for a lot of people. So
fully American team of stereotypical ninjas.
Oh, what, in Ninja Steel? I'll roll with it on Ninja Steel, because it was a whole separate thing. It was, or are you talking about Ninja Storm? Because that was also a little bit weird.
I think they mean Ninja Storm.
Because Ninja Storm, yeah, they had the ninja schools, which was strange.
Where they were raised from their families to be ninjas, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole traditional ninja family, not one.
No, Cam was the only one who was...
Oh, no, that Samurai. I'm thinking Samurai.
Samurai was the really weird one, though. Like Ninja Storm,
That's what I'm
a
thinking.
little
Samurai.
strange. Samurai was the one where it was really strange that they all were
hereditary.
They were
samurai,
hereditary samurai,
but they were all American and they were all non-Asian.
Except for Mia, who even then she was Chinese, not Japanese, to my understanding.
Yeah.
I could be mistaken. I'm not sure of her actual her actual heritage, but I'm fairly certain she was not actually Japanese. That one was the weirdest one where...
Decontextualization.
Yes, always comes back to the first episode of Power Reviews on that, decontextualization. So, speaking of first episodes, so, as far as how they handled things here, this did feel like...
She wasn't Chatagrees, she was Japanese.
This felt like sort of a very standard part one of, like, a two-part premiere. I didn't really latch on to anything in particular about this.
And Antonio, who was supposed to
about
be
this special,
was
though.
actually died. That happens a lot.
Like, I liked Pineapple Pen Guy.
Yes.
I liked his holographic test for the Rangers. I thought that was cool.
And you all passed.
But that being said, there wasn't anything within the premise itself that grabbed me.
I mean, I don't think this is supposed to necessarily grab us. The one problem is that because it is episode 0, and it is a special, it's a prequel. It assumes knowledge of at least the first couple episodes of the show, I believe.
I don't think so. I don't think it's assumed, because this was released before the season came out.
Was it?
I believe this was released with a different movie. I forget exactly which one it was.
What does this have to do with the Pineapple Apple Pen Guy?
Oh,
the VR headset was Pineapple Apple Pen Guy.
I liked his
We're back on Kiramager
his holograms. Yes. So it looks like red is going to be like the big thing that drives things. The fact that he had some prophecy going on with his sketching did seem interesting. But that was just like a little tiny hook at the very end. It was an interesting little hook, and I like it. I like sketch artist characters. I've always been a fan of sketch artist characters.
That's because you are a sketch artist.
Yeah. Not that I sketch all that much anymore. It's been years,
but you
really.
have sketchbooks full.
Oh yeah, I used to sketch all the time in high school. Like that guy right there. That was to an extent me in high school. I would sketch characters all the time, come up with character designs all the time, and really work on my sketch work. That was a big focus for me when I was younger, when I was in high school. Then in college, I got more into theater, animation,
it did come out
and
the first
eventually
episode.
video work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't feel like it did a very good job. To me, it feels like something that probably should have been watched after getting into the series and going back and going, oh, this is where they came from. It did not have that hook that you would want from the first
No, you see,
exposure.
I didn't feel like it felt much like a prequel kind of story either. It felt like this was part one of a two-part premiere, where the actual episode 1 is just going to be a little bit more of an in media res.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, it almost feels like they had a two-part premiere in mind, and then decided that for this series proper, they wanted to go with more of an in media res jump-in point.
So they just went with the second half of the two-parter?
Yeah, and decided to release this as a
special.
To sort of give people a taste of it. Because it was a double feature thing. I
have no idea where these YouTube emotes come from.
I forget what it...
Oh, Although if you're looking at it like I am on the white background, the small YouTube
Trying to see if I can
emote
find what it was
has a
released
little
with.
black arrow over the top of it, almost as if it's trying to make the YouTube icon into a house.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find what it was. I'm trying to find some information on it because I want to know what was it that it was introduced with. I think it may have been introduced with that with the Kamen Rider Team Up movie. If I can get my computer to actually scroll reasonably, would be nice. This is my I got my little netbook over here on the side, so it's not moving. It's not navigating too well. There we go. Episode 0. And then apparently there will be a Kiramager the movie, as there usually tends to be for the summer.
Lupat versus Pat versus Ryusol.
Yeah, Lupin
Is
versus...
that a thing?
It should be hopefully soon. Okay,
I
so...
want to see that.
Alright, so this was released actually with the Oh, this was released with the Ryusoldier versus Lupat.
Okay, so...
Team up. So that is... Okay, so
that
that's
was-
what you were talking about. Okay, so that was what it was released with. Oh, interesting.
Power Rangers Beast Morphers to leak in Australia.
Yeah.
So
But
is that not out at all yet in Australia then?
Well, the thing is that eventually they'll surpass us in Australia, is what they're referring to.
Okay. Oh. I think a skunk sprayed outside.
Yeah, I think so too. We had the windows open in the apartment because it's warm today. So we'll just try and not breathe through our noses for the moment. Anyway, my main point though is that it comes down to the premise not having, I think.
Yes,
a
we
great
do know that Red's actor caught COVID, and that's why everything got
But
messed up.
the thing is, whatever the premise is of the show should be apparent within not just necessarily the first episode, but if you were to tune in, you would see whatever the hook is of the premise. Regardless if we're talking about an episode 0 preview, episode 1, or even a random episode. If there's a strong hook to the premise, it should be immediately
I'm not
apparent.
seeing a strong hook.
And that's what this was lacking, I think. There wasn't... The villains felt very standard. It's just, these are the evil villains that are invading.
Yeah.
The source of the powers were...
They invaded Crystalia, now they're going to invade Earth for reasons we don't understand.
And Crystalia is the source of the powers that's going to be used to fight them. And that's a pretty standard kind of Sentai plot.
Yeah.
Without any specific extra hook. Like, we've got crystals, which is not necessarily something that is going to be independently interesting. Like, dinosaurs is something that a lot of people might find independently interesting.
I might find the crystals a little more interesting if they were just rectangular.
That's also easy, fair point. Lupin versus Pad Ranger. You have two teams in conflict. That's immediately apparent, and that's an immediate hook.
Yes.
Q Ranger, just space adventures. That's an immediate hook. There's a lot of things where you get that immediate hook, and I feel
Finding
like
the princess difficult to empathize with doesn't help.
I didn't have any problem with her.
You didn't. I did.
The suits do look
The
sleek.
suits do look sleek. Except for the yellows appears to be pretty baggy. From the waist down.
I didn't notice. We didn't get that strong a feel for who the characters are, unfortunately, in this one. We introduced them, but it felt very much from a distance. Mm-hmm. We didn't really get a good feel for who they are yet.
This is part of why I feel like it's more of a prequel. It's like, this is how they got here, but we expect you to already know who they are.
I suppose, but that's not really how it was managed.
Bandora gang, do we look like a joke to you? Surplus of female Green Rangers.
Good villain crew.
We need some female Black Rangers and some male Pink Rangers.
That's fair.
I'd be here for that.
Yeah.
Don't know
That'd be cool to see.
when it's going to happen, because especially the male Pink Rangers.
I mean, we've gotten tastes of that through Gokaiger and Tokyuger. because they do the color swapping into a future.
But I feel like that's going to be like the final frontier
Yeah.
in color changes. It's going to be pink boys.
Yeah.
Like permanent pink boys as opposed to temporary pink boys.
I think that we've had some fun villains over the years. Individual villains more so than villain concepts. Like, Waizul and Kirian were very fun.
Oh, I love them.
Interestingly, not everybody loves them, but oddly enough, I've seen reviews by someone who doesn't like who flat out hates Waizul but doesn't hate Ryusoldier, and I'm like so confused because Waizul was the best part of Ryusoldier.
No, Kirian was the best part.
Well, correction, Waizul and Kirian were the best part of Ryusoldier together.
Oh.
But
there's also Otto and Pitan.
They were also very cute.
I like them a lot.
But yeah, I feel like with, from the looks of things, Kiramager seems to be going over very well with people. From what I gather, it does look like we have a very likable Red Ranger.
Yeah.
And it seems like there is good development moving forward, and things are handled well moving forward. We just don't get any indication of that, I think, in this first outing.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. I was
not a strong showing.
I mean, that being said, you know, we're
it
not...
It still might be a good show, but
Yeah.
this episode was not a strong showing.
Yeah. It was very,
average.
Medium. Yeah. That being said, we're not looking to watch Kiramager on a regular basis at this time. Maybe in the future.
Maybe.
But, so...
It certainly didn't change our minds.
I'm actually a little bit relieved that we were not super hooked, because if we were,
Fair
then we
enough.
might have felt
that's
compelled to be like, oh, we need to see the episode 1. We'll probably eventually get around to it
at some point. I'm sure.
But for now, we do look forward to checking out other toku in these next few weeks. So I'll put
some good toku for next time, okay, guys?
Yeah, let's try for something a little different.
Yeah.
I'll put out probably the same options as this time around, unless if you have more things that you would like for us to see and react to, definitely make mention of it in the comments below.
Yes,
we'll put out calls on Twitter again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to see something put on the poll, tell us about it so that we can put it on the poll.
And we'll discuss if we want to do anything a little bit longer or not.
Or shorter or whatever. Well, not shorter, because this wound up being...
Yeah, this is just half an hour. That being said, there are apparently things out there that are like 15-minute things, so we might have to do like a compound thing if we look at something like that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Did you hear him?
Yeah, I heard him. But I think it would be great to introduce you to Kamen Rider, for instance. Unfortunately, some of the Kamen Rider stuff that was suggested was stuff that was about an hour and a half long, so I didn't want to overwhelm you too much on this first outing. So, director's cut episodes, that's what Kiramager's doing the next 2 weeks. Yeah, those will be like just slightly modified
the ocean
episodes.
where you sold gold. Yeah, he was okay, but I still think his sister's cooler.
Yeah. So, sorry that we didn't have more glowing things to say, but I'm sure that it gets more engaging as you get more into the story and characters. The fact that there is that one betrayal, that one traitor villain, does seem like there might be some good potential for story there, along with Red's, ability to apparently premonitions through his sketching.
Yeah.
Which is hopefully handled better than Troy and Megaforce. So I think that's a good note to end on.
Yes.
A super mega note to end on. Alright, and if you want this banana bread, let me know. Alright, so that's a wrap for us. So, we'll tune in another 2 weeks for our next fortnightly feature.
Yes.
And until then, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
I am so sorry.
You disrupted my VR headset.